Okay, so let's start with our new topic, BGP backdoor. So we'll understand what is the use of this BGP backdoor command. With Let's do one practical so that you guys can understand why we use this command and what's the requirement and all. So the topics that we are going to cover today. So we are using, we'll use this scenario or this topology. So let me brief how exactly these devices are connected and what are the IGP and BGP we are running. So we have six routers here. You can see on the screen. So R1, R3, R2, R4, R5, and R6. So between R1 and R3, we are using EIGRP. Also between R3 and R5, we are using EIGRP. R3 is in AS100, you can see on the screen. R2 is also in AS100. So R3 and R2, they are IBGP neighbors. R3, between R3 and R4, we are also using BGP, but they are eBGP neighbors because R4 is running AS300. R5 is running AS200, but there is no BGP between R3 and R5. So on R6, we are using AS300. So we are just to understand this backdoor, let's assume that R3, this is our one site A, okay, and this is the edge router for site A, R3, and we have another location for this customer, that is site B, and R5 is the edge router of that location, site B, and site A and site B are also connected via one back-to-back link, and on this back-to-back link we are running EIGRP. So site A edge router R3, it is connected to the PE router of the ISP R4, and we are running eBGP. The site B customer router R5, it is connected to the ISP router R6, and R4 and R6 both are the ISP router, and this is the MPLS cloud, the backbone of the ISP. And so between R4 and R6, they belongs to the same ISP. So we are running IBGP between R4 and R6. So let's uh, let's do one thing. I'm on R1. Okay. So between R1 and R3, we are running EIGRP. So let me show you what exactly uh, we are what exactly we have configured here. Sorry, not PGP. Let's check section router EIGRP. So let's check what exactly is configured on the EIGRP. So it's router EIGRP 100. So we are running EIGRP on this network, on the 13 network. Okay. Now, if I check show IP interface brief, so we have two loopbacks also on R1, loopback 0 with the IP 11.11.11, loopback 55, and the IP is 55.55.55. Okay. Now, if you see on the EIGRP, we have given this command redistribute connected. So it means that in the EIGRP process, we are redistributing our connected routes. So these loopbacks are our connected routes, right? So if I go to R3, first of all, let's see if it is having the EIGRP neighborship. So R3 is having the neighborship with router 5 and router 1, right? Router 5 and router 1. Between R3 and R5, as we discussed, there is a back-to-back link over which we are running EIGRP. So if I check show IP route EIGRP, we are getting the connected routes, right, of R1. And we are receiving them via EIGRP external routes, right? That is why because we have redistributed this route. So R1 is advertising them to EIGRP, and we are receiving them as a external routes. That's why the AD value is 170, right? So now so on the site A customer router R3, let's advertise these routes, okay? So that they can reach, they can reach to the site B via this ISP MPLS, or via the ISP network. So if I go to R3, show run section router BGP. So we are running router BGP 100, right? So now what will I do? Okay, so I have already advertised these networks, right? So 11, 33, and 55. So I'm advertising 11 network and 55 in my under my BGP, right? Okay, let's remove this route first, which we are not using. Okay, let's leave it. So under the BGP process, the routes that we are receiving from the EIGRP 11.11 and 55.55, we put them into the network statement. So now, ideally, R3 will advertise these routes to the IBGP neighbor as well as to the EBGP neighbor, that is R4. So R2 and R4 must receive these routes, right? So if I go to, let's say, R2, if I check show IPBGP, so I'm receiving 11.11.11 and 55.55.55, but you can see these routes are not best. If you see star, these routes are valid, but there is no greater than sign in front of this, right? So it means that these are not valid, and the reason behind this is because what we have studied in our previous lectures is that if I'm advertising anything to my neighbor, that is my sorry. So R3 and R2, between R3 and R2 we are running IBGP, right? If you check what is the next hop for these two routes, that is 13.1, right? So when R3 is advertising these routes to R2, because R2 is the IBGP neighbor, it is not changing the next hop. And the next hop is not reachable to R2 if you do a ping, right? Your next hop is not reachable. That is why R2 is not making these two routes as best route, right? These are valid but not best. Let's say if I try to create the reachability, let's put one default route, right? I'm pointing it towards this address, the interface IP of R3 23113, 23113. Okay, and now let's clear the BGP updates again. Show IP BGP summary. So in our last class, we already studied or discussed how we can refresh the update of a particular neighbor. Show IP BGP, not show IP. It's clear IP BGP. I will put the neighbor IP. Either we can say soft. If we just enter here, it will update both incoming and outgoing updates both. Okay. I can also just say in, it will refresh the incoming updates. I can only say out, it will refresh the outgoing updates, or also I can do like this, soft in or soft out. It will be having the same effect. So now I'm receiving the updates from R1, so I'm refreshing the incoming updates. Okay, show IP BGP. Now because we have the reachability to our next hop, right? 13.1.1. Okay, let's see what is happening here. Mhm. Okay, so now we do have the reachability, right, to our next hop. So now you can see these routes are the best routes. Okay, so let's come back to our main discussion. So now R3 is also advertising the routes to R4. If I go to R4 and I check show IP BGP, right? Because now R4 is the eBGP neighbor. That's why while R3 is advertising the routes to R4, it is changing the next hop, right? So you see, the now this time the next hop is 34.1.1.3. Okay, this one, this IP. Now R4 is having neighborship with R6, so R4 will advertise the routes to R6. If I go to R6, show IP BGP, R6 is installing the routes, right? 11.11 and 55.55.55, but these are not best. Why? Because now you can see the next hop is of R3, because now again we have the same problem, because R4 and R6 is having the IBGP neighborship. That is why when R4 is sending the update to R6, it is not changing the next hop. So what we can do is, if I go to R4, show run section router BGP, okay, let's, what I can do is I can configure next hop self. Okay, what it means, it means that when I am advertising something to my IBGP neighbor, that is R6, right? That is R6. I will change the next hop, right? So now if I check again, show IP BGP here on R6, let's clear the update because BGP is quite slow. Clear IP BGP star soft in. Now you can see, and now these now you can see these are the best routes, right? Instead of only valid, these are best now. So now let's move ahead. So between R6 and R5 also we do have the eBGP. So whatever R6 learned from R4, so it will advertise to R5. So let's move to R5. R5 is the site B customer edge router, right? So R5 show IP BGP, right? So now what is happening here? So let's say, let's shut this link for a moment. Serial 3 by 5. Shut. If I check, let's undebug this. Show IP route EIGRP. So from EIGRP, it is learning these routes. Okay, 11.11.11 and 55.55.55, because R5 is having the EIGRP neighborship between the site A router via this back-to-back link. Now, if we again unshut this link and let's wait for the BGP to come up. It's up. No, not now. Let's wait. Take some time. So now you can see on the R5 we are getting these routes via EIGRP, right? What is happening here is the BGP is up. I check show IP route EIGRP, right? And if I check show IP BGP, you can see we are getting these routes now via BGP, right? If I go to R6, show IP BGP, show IP BGP summary, and if I say show IP BGP neighbor, and neighbor IP is this one, advertise routes. So it is advertising these routes, the 11 network and the 55 network, right? To R5. Show IP BGP, show IP route EIGRP. So now if you see on the R5's BGP table, we can see these two routes, right? 11.11.11 or 55.55.55. But if I go to show IP route EIGRP, so now these two routes are vanished. Why? Because if you see here, so R5 is now learning these routes via this back-to-back link and from R6 also, right? So R5 is learning the same route from R3 and R6. So from R3, it is learning it via EIGRP external as an EIGRP external routes. So the AD value of EIGRP external routes is 170, while the AD value of the eBGP or the routes from the external peer, that is 20. So that is why now R5 is installing, R5 is taking the decision based upon what? The lower AD value, right? So that is why on the BGP table it is installing these routes. And if you go to the routing table, so now you can see the 11 network and the 55 network. Now they are learned via the BGP instead of EIGRP. So now here, how we can leverage the backdoor command here is, so let's say the requirement is the customer wants that while reaching to these two loopbacks from R5, he doesn't want to go to this long path. Instead, he wants to use this back to back link, right? Because on back to back link, he can reach to these two loopbacks, right? Quickly instead of going via this whole ISP path. So now what we can do is if I go to R5, what is the BGPS number we are using? 200. So I will go to the BGP process. I will say network 11.11.11.11 mask 255.255.255.255 backdoor. What this command will do, this command will impact this subnet that we are mentioning here. So while installing this route in the routing table, so it will consider now the AD value for this particular subnet as 200 instead of 20. Okay, let's say we just give this backdoor command for 11 network only. Okay, now let's check again, show IP route. Now see, it installed the EIGRP route instead of the BGP, because now we have run this, because now we run this command backdoor, right? Section router BGP, and we tell the router that while you are installing this route 11.11.11.11/32, you need to consider the AD value as 200. Okay, that is why if you see only 11 route is installed as EIGRP, because now the EIGRP AD is 170 here, and for 11 network the AD value for the BGP route is 200. That is why still you can see we did not mention any backdoor command for the 55 subnet. That is why still it is via BGP only. So if I do uh, same thing for the 55 network also, that will be installed via EAGRP only, not BGP. You can see here the, I can also debug IP BGP updates. Maybe we can see something. Show IP route. Now you can see the 55 route is also installed via EHRP, right? So this is the use of backdoor command. So based upon our requirement, we can change the AD value of the eBGP routes, right? Okay. So now let's go back to our slide. So the next topic is BGP loop prevention. So it's a very simple topic that we'll quickly discuss. So in the IBGP, for the loop avoidance, if the IBGP peers, if I'm receiving anything from my IBGP peer, I'm not going to advertise it to my another IBGP neighbor. So let's suppose, let's do it like this. Let's say we have our three routers. Okay. Let's say this is R1, R2, and R3. So R1 is in AS100, R2 is also in AS100, R3 is also in AS100, and they are connected like this. So let's say R1 is advertising something. Let's say one route 1.1.1.1/32. It is advertising to R2. So there is a neighborship between R1 and R2, R2 and R3, and R3 and R1. Okay. So R2 will advertise it to R3. Same route R3 can advertise to R1. Okay. So to avoid this looping situation, so there is a rule in BGP that if I am receiving any update from my IBGP neighbor, I am not going to advertise it to my another IBGP neighbor. Okay. So this is the loop prevention mechanism in BGP for the IBGP neighbors. Okay. And how we are doing it in the eBGP. Let's draw something like this. So let's suppose this is router 1. Let's change the color here. Router 1, and let's suppose this is R2, R3, R4, R5. So let's say R1 is in AS100, R2 in 200, R3 in 300, and R4 in 400, right? So when R1 is added, let's say there is one route 1.1.1.1/32. So when R1 advertised to R2, okay. So before, so R1 will include in the updates its AS number, right? My AS number is 100, right? So when R2 will advertise this route to R3, so it will add its own AS and it will advertise it to R3. Same case, R3 will add its own AS number to the incoming update and it will send to R4. Same thing R4 will do. 400, 300, 200, 100, right? Now when R5 is advertising to R1, it will include 500, 400, 300, 200. All the AS will be added, right? So now when R1 will get this information, whole this list will be checked. In fact, each and every device is going to check this list. And if they find their own AS, for example, now R1 check this list and he finds that, okay, in this list, I find my own AS number, right? It means that this information is already passed through me. So it will not accept this update. Okay, it will be dropped. So this is how the IBGP and EBGP peers, they are using some kind of mechanism to prevent the loops. Okay. Now let's quickly study about the BGP default routes. So we can advertise the default routes in BGP by these two methods. So first we will discuss the first one. Okay, let's do it via some. Let's do the practical so that you can better understand this. So I'm on R3. Show IP route static. Let me check if I do have some static route or not. No, I don't have anything. So I'm creating one static default route. Okay, let's point it to null zero just for demonstration. Now I will go to the let's on R3. I will go to the BGP process router BGP 100 redistribute static, enter. So in the BGP table, I go to show IP BGP, show IP route. In the routing table, we have the static default route, but you can see it is not installing it into the BGP table, right? Why? Because this is the rule. You cannot redistribute a static default route into BGP. Okay. So to advertise the default route, first of all, there must be something in your routing table as a static default route that you already have, right? We created one static default route pointing towards null zero. So the redistribution command is not going to work. So you need to specify this one. Sorry. Let us go back to slide again. So you need to specify this network.0.0.0.0. So you need to advertise this default route via the network command only. So let's again go to BGP process, remove this, advertise the default route. Now if you see here, show IP BGP summary, show IP BGP, now you can see it has installed the default route and it is also advertising it to its neighbor for sure. If I go to R2, this is the IBGP neighbor, right? It is also receiving the default route, correct? Let's go to R4, show IP BGP. R4 is also receiving the default route, right? And similarly, R4 is advertising this to R6, to R5. So if I go to directly R5, you can also see here we are running the debug for BGP updates. You can see one route received 0.0.0/0 default route, right, from R6, right? And it is installing it to the main table. So if I check show IP BGP, it already installed the default route. Okay, but now here is a problem. On R3, we only wanted to advertise the default route to R4 only. Okay, but it is also advertising it to the IBGP neighbor, right? Because if you see here, if I go to R3, show run section router BGP. So if you see here, we just gave the network command, right? We did not specify any neighbors. So that is why it is just advertising this default route globally. To all the neighbors, it is advertising it. So I don't want this. I want R3 to advertise this default route to only R4, not to R2. So to do this, what we can do is we can apply the distribute list. Okay. So let's let's create one access list. Let's say IP access list standard 10 deny this default route. Okay. Now what I will do is show run section router PGP. So what I have done is I have created one ACL. I match the default route, right? And what I have given is that we need to drop it, right? Deny. Also, let's do one thing. Let's apply the debug here also for the update. So now what I will do is I will go to router BGP 100. So here is my neighbor R2, right? I will apply the distribute list here, right? I will apply the distribute list here, and what was the number of the ACL? It was 10 and in out direction, right? So while sending the update to my neighbor 2, first check this, right? Whatever is there, just match it, right? And what we are matching is we are saying in the ACL that we need to drop this default route, right? Now let's see. Because BGP is a slow protocol, so it may take some time because in the background, the BGP scanner is running, right? So, based upon the iOS version, so it has some specific default timer. So it is checking, let's say, after every 30 seconds that if we did some changes or not. So based upon that, it will trigger the updates. You can see now. You can also let me I can show you this also. We can also change this scan time. So if you are doing any changes, so that if you want that your router send the update quickly, you can set the scan time. So the minimum you can set is the 5 second. Okay. Okay. So you can see now. You can also see one message here. BGP scan time configuration less than 15 seconds can cause high CPU, right? So we need to make sure that we are not causing any harm to our network, right? Because it is taking the CPU. Okay. Just for the demonstration, because we are running it on the GNS3, just to show how we can do it. So because in the background there is a process BGP scanner that is running to check if we do have some new updates, and based upon that it will trigger the new update to the neighbor. So now in the update you can see my BGP process, or I'm on R3, it is saying to the R2 23.1.1.2 is the R2 IP address, right? This is my neighbor R2. I'm saying to my neighbor that now this default route is not reachable. I cannot get you to this default route. So you can drop it from your BGP table, right? If you go to R2, right now, see, this is the output before we applied the distribute list. Now you can see show IP BGP. You see the difference in the BGP table. Now there is no default route. But if you go to uh, R4, you can see still you have the default route because you have applied the distribute list on R2 only. Okay. Now let's go back to our slide. This is the first method. The second one is the default originate command. Okay, let's first remove this, the configuration that we have done. Section router BGP. Say router BGP 100. Let's remove this distribute list. And also let's remove the network statement. Okay. Now you can see it is sharing this information to R4 also, that R4 I cannot get you to the default route now. So you need to remove this from your routing table or your BGP table, right? Show IP BGP. There is no default route now on with R4 also, right? Okay, so if I go to R3, now we can use the second method, right? What is the second method? So I am telling my router R4. So this method is much better than the previous one, because we are applying the default route to a particular neighbor only. So if I go to R3 and what is the neighbor IP? Let me check. It's 34.1.1.4, and I will say default originate. That's it. You are done. Okay. Let's say clear IPBGP star soft out. You can see now we'll see new updates. If I go to R4 IPBGP, it's a bit slow. Let's wait. Sorting. Eventually it will send. Show run section router BGP. You can see it already sent the update, right? To R4 it is sending the default route, right? Now you can see you have the default route in the BGP table. And let's try to check something, because I did not check it earlier. What if I put the distribute list on R4? Distribute list 10 out. Clear IPBGP star. You can see it is still sending it, right? IPBGP summary. Show IPBGP. So what does it mean is, while you're sending the default route to your BGP neighbor, it means the distribute list command is not going to work, right? So if you're sending the default route via that network command and you are using the distribute list, only then it is going to work. If you are using default originate, the distribute list will be having no impact. Okay, you can see still you have the default route. So this is how we can inject the default route in BGP. So there are only two methods. The first one is via the network statement. With the network statement, you can also use the distribute list to filter out the default route to any particular neighbor. The second one is the default originate command. So that you need to use per neighbor, right? And with the default originate command, you have seen with in this practical that the distribute list is not much useful, right? It is not going to impact this. So we cannot filter any default route using distribute list if we are using the default originate. Okay. Okay, let's see. The next topic is conditional advertisement. Okay, so in BGP we can also have conditional advertisement. So how exactly it works is, this is the command: neighbor IP advertise map exist map. What does it mean is, let's check this out with another example. I'm on R3. Okay, show IP BGP. I have, let's say I have two routes in my BGP table, 111, no sorry, 11 11 11 and 55 55 55, right? And both these subnets I'm advertising to my neighbor, right? Show IP BGP neighbor, let's say I'm advertising to R4 advertise routes, right? So to R4 I'm advertising 11 and 55. So we can also put some kind of condition on this. So let's take one route. I want to advertise this route to R4, but I want to put some condition. The first condition is the advertise map along with the exist map. What does it mean? That okay, I will create one condition that till that time this particular route is in the BGP table, only then I will advertise this particular subnet to my neighbor. Okay, if this 11 subnet is not my BGP table, I am not going to advertise this 55 subnet to R4. We can do like this also in BGP. So let's try to create this this conditional advertisement. So I'll create one route map. Let's say uh, advertise to advertise 55 network, okay, to uh, R4. I created this one route map. Okay, match IP address. Match IP address. Let's say I created one prefix list with the same name. Okay. Now I will create one prefix list, right? In the same name. I will permit. This is the subnet that I am going to advertise to R4, right? I will create another route map with the name exist. Okay, exist 11. So till the time the 11 subnet, till the time the 11 subnet is in the BGP table, it will advertise the 55 subnet. As soon as the 11 subnet disappear from the BGP table, it will stop advertising the 55 subnet also. Okay, match IP address prefix list. Let's say this. I will create one prefix list with this name. I'll say permit. Okay, let's again see what we have created. Show route map. So we have created two route maps, one with the name exist 11 subnet, and we call one prefix list exist 11 subnet, and in that prefix list we have matched the 11 subnet, right, which we are going to use as a condition. And another route map we have created is advertise 55 to R4, that we are going to use what is the subnet that we want to advertise. Okay, so right now show IPBG, you can see both subnets are in the BGP table and they are also with R4. R4 is also receiving these, right? Show IP BGP. Now, if I go to R3, I am saying in the BGP process to my neighbor, right? Advertise map, right? What is the name of the advertise map? Advertise 55 to R4. Also, we are using the exist map. What is the condition? This one, right? So till the time this 11 subnet is in the BGP table, we need to advertise it, right? So this is the whole command, right? Neighbor IP advertise map, the advertise map name. So this is the subnet we want to advertise, and then the exist map and its name. Exist map, we are putting the condition for the existence of that particular subnet, right? Okay, now see, show IP BGP. Okay, it is advertising because the condition is matching, right? 11 subnet is in the BGP table. Now I will go to R1 because this 11 subnet is on R1. I will stop advertising it, right? We are advertising it in the EIGRP, right? So let's stop the advertisement of this. I will do a shut. Now on R3, if you see show IP BGP, the 11 route is dropped, right? And now show IP BGP summary, show IP BGP neighbor, advertise routes. It is still advertising. It is, as we discussed, it's a bit slow. Now you can see what it is saying to R4, send unreachable, right? We have just shut down the loop back, right, on R1. So now 11 subnet is not reachable. So it is also saying to R4 that I cannot get you to 55.55.55, no more. So this route is still there, right? But because we have put the condition, now if you go to R4, earlier it was receiving the route, but now because in the R1 table this route is disappeared, and we put the condition that till the time it is there in the BGP table of R3, only then it will send the update to R4 for this particular subnet. But now this subnet is no more in the BGP table of R3, that's why it will be disappeared. You see, right? Now 55 here is disappeared from here. So, and it's just reverse of it is the non-exist map. Okay, so you can just put the reverse condition. What it means is to demonstrate, or maybe we can use the same route map and all. So now let's change the condition. Show run section router BGP. Now let's say I'm removing it. Router BGP 100. Let's remove it. We'll use the same prefix list and route maps, but now we'll change the condition. What I will say is neighbor, I will say neighbor IP advertise map. We'll use the same. We will use the same advertise map. What it says and what is matching here is that 55 subnet. You need to advertise. We are telling the BGP process of R3. You need to advertise the 55 subnet only if known exist map, only if this particular subnet is not in the BGP table, right? Now we change the condition. Earlier what we were saying is, so if you are having the 11 subnet in your BGP table, only then advertise it. Now we changed the behavior. Now what we are saying is that instead of exist map, we are putting the non-exist map. What it means is you can advertise the 55 subnet only if this 11 subnet is not in your BGP table. We don't have this, right? Because we already shut it. So now if you go to R4, now you see, you can see this. Now this is again back in the BGP table, this particular subnet, because now we changed the condition on R3 that if you do not have the 11 subnet in your BGP table, you can advertise it. So now you can see again R4 is receiving this subnet. And here this metric, this is the metric of EIGRP. If you go to R1 show IP route, sorry, the 55, okay, show IP route. Yeah, or you can check directly here, show IP route EIGRP route. You can see this is the metric. This is the metric it is picking up from the EIGRP only, right? Because this 55 subnet lies on R1. Okay, so this is how this conditional advertisement works. That's it. That's it for today.